Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Here's another news clipping. My view, my take, my opinion. You can take it or leave it. I do this here and there. I'm starting to do it a lot more. I'm still doing video games. Still doing video games. Just wanna. This is my latest content. So let's get started. This is about the symbols on a U.S. dollar bill. Let's go through it. And it says a US $1 bill is one of the world's most recognizable currency, but how closely have you looked at it? The bill features a number of unusual symbols, including a unfinished pyramid and on an all-seeing eye. Although they may seem random, these motifs have deep meanings. I probably mispronounced that word, but they tell the story. Let's see, remember I told you about the word story? Be very careful when people use that word, because story means it's partially made up or it's completely fake. Of the country's history, ideals, and vision for the future. Read on to discover the symbolism in the US $1 bill. Now, I'm not going to read all of it. Let's go over it. See what this one does. And you can read it. George Washington's portrait, the image of the first U.S. president, is based on the so-called Athenaeum portrait. Gilbert Stuart's unfinished painting of Washington. I'm just going to go through some of this stuff real quick. Federal Reserve District seal. The seal gives the name and letter of the Federal Reserve Bank that issued the $1 bill, and there's four of the two. There's four numbers, as you can see, 22 and 22 on all four sides there. The B right there is Federal Reserve District seal. The seal gives the name and letter of the Federal Reserve Bank that issued the $1 bill. And then the B035424, this serial number, comprises 10 or 11 letters and numbers and appear twice on the $1 bill. The first letter is this issuing Federal Reserve Bank. It must match the letter in the Federal Reserve District seal. Okay. B. It says B. The signature, U.S. Treasurer, the signature of the Treasurer of the United States is one of the two signatures that appear on the bill. The Treasurer has a largely symbolic role. Say, they don't even know all this. They know the basic stuff that they were told. But there's more to these bills than what they're saying. Okay, let's go to the right of the head here. Treasury seal, that's that green stamp to the right. The seal features scales representing justice and a key representing authority. In the middle is a chevron with 13 stars for the original colonies. Remember what I told you about the 13 disciples? Everybody mirrors stuff in the Bible, just so you know that. But we know that this stuff is a lot worse than you think. They're just not saying the rest of it. Signature Secretary of the Treasury. The signature of the Treasury Secretary is one of the two signatures that appear on a bill. The Secretary is the top fiscal authority in the U.S. That's the signature to the right by the series 2009. And remember the 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. Okay, that's the front. Let's move on. Well, I didn't do that one. That's the same thing as the other side. Okay, let's go to the back of the bill. Here. Back of the bill. The Great Seal reverse. Anut Copetus, what Latin phrase means God has favored are undertaken, as you can see there. All right, move to the next part. The Great Seal, the eye, known as the Eye of Providence. This emblem originates as a Christian symbol. I don't really think that's a Christian symbol. It represents divine providence. So it says, now in the middle of the pyramid, the Great Seal Pyramid. The pyramid signifies strength and duration. It features 13 rows of blocks representing had to move it. The original colonies, and some believe the unfinished top indicates the possibility of future growth. Oh, they're speculating. They're going on basic things of what they were told that this stuff represents. It's obviously a cult. It's obviously devil worshiping. It's obviously very evil entities are involved in this stuff on these bills. This is just the $1 bill, by the way. You can take it or leave it. We know it's creepy. You can tell it's evil. And they're just making up stuff now to kind of fill in the blanks. This is what they were told by basic stuff. The Great Seal, the MDCCLXXV1 or I, the Roman numerals are 1776, the year the Declaration of Independence was signed, or the cult began. Not the people, the groups I'm talking about that made all this up. Okay, continue down on this pyramid side. The Great Seal in reverse. Novus Ordo Seclorum. The Latin transcription means a new order of ages. Yeah, it's a new devil worshipping cult. If you ask me. And we all live here. The people living in America don't have no idea that there's more going on with this stuff than we think. I don't have all the answers, but come on. It means a lot more than what it says on here. I'm just going over the basic stuff that people assume is what it means, because you could tell they don't have a clue either. They're assuming with the basic stuff that they found out. Okay. The Great Seal. Observe. Stars above eagle. The 13 stars shown breaking through a cloud depict a new constellation in the universe, symbolizing the U.S. joining the ranks of other Soviet countries, or another section of the cult, the occult, the evil entities that supposedly run the entire world. Take it or leave it. Let's continue. The Great Seal. Observe. Eagle's scroll. The scroll in the eagle's beak bears the Latin inscription E pluribus unum, which means out of many, one. Out of many, one. Think about that. Open your mind, people. Okay, I did that one. Moving on. The Great Seal. Eagle's shield. The horizontal bars symbolize Congress, which is left to right. Underneath are 13 vertical bars representing the original colonies, and they both support and are united by the bars above. To the right now of it, the Great Seal, Eagle's talons. The eagle's left talon holds 13 arrows. That's if you have it up to you pointing out at somebody else. It would be to the left, but in this picture it's to the right. 13 arrows represent war, and the right has an olive branch representing peace, which is this one here. The gray seal eagle's tons, talons, not tons. Eagle's left talon holds 13 arrows. Yeah, it's pretty much saying this. It's basically saying the same thing. And then you have this 164 down below the E. Plate serial number. The number indicates the engraving plate used to print the back of the bill. So that means the front of the bill has something too, I'm assuming. Okay, and that's all it's on there. But if you look at it real quick, there's other things that are in the background. Some of it's for counterfeiting stuff, not so you know whether the bill's real or not. But there's a lot going on in this bill, and this is what I could find. This is the basic stuff that they teach everybody. But as you can tell, they're assuming some of the stuff. Maybe this means this. But if you think about it, this is definitely evil when you think about it. The stuff on here. Have you ever touched a bill? Have you ever smelt a bill? Have you ever felt your hands, how your hands are dirty? They feel awful, all those germs. They even say that every one of these $1 bills has some kind of trace of cocaine or drugs on it because they used them in bars, they used them in strip clubs and stuff like that for tips and Las Vegas gambling, whatever. It's very nasty, the bill is. That's why I always wash my hands when I touch the stuff. But a lot of people are going to digital. They're going to digital now. But I wanted to share this. I'm not going to read all this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll a little at a time. I'm going to let you pause it, and you can read it as you want. I'm not going to go through all this. That way I can keep the video down a little bit. Okay, moving it. It's not the longest paper on it, but okay, I'm going to move it again so that you can pause it. 75% cotton, 25% linen, it says. So 75% and linen. Interesting. Okay, moving up. While many people think 13 is unlucky, the number figures prominently in the design of the $1 bill. In fact, there are at least 8 references to 13. Why? Designers wanted to honor the 13 original colonies. Can you find all the references to 13 if you need? There are 13. 13 this, 13 that. Remember, they also take it from the Bible. Almost everything that they talk about and everything that's developed in the world is always something that comes from the Bible. And then they just manipulate it. Okay. And moving on. And if I can find one like this where it shows everything what they assume is on a bill, maybe I'll find a $5 bill, $2 bill, $10 bill, $20 bill, 50 and 100. Maybe I can find those as well, and we can go over those markings too. I'm not sure I will be able to, but if there is something like this, I'll do it. I'll do the same thing with those. And this is Britannica, the site Britannica. You can look it up yourself. I'm just scrolling. I'm gonna let you read it and pause it and read it. I'm not gonna read it all. It'll take too long. I'm starting to cut down on not reading everything in these papers. So I'm letting you do it yourself. And that's it. That's it, everybody. And let's see what else there is as I scroll back up. Remember that? It says, wow, many people think 13 is unlucky. Well, it depends. And they had 13 disciples, not 12. Jesus. So, yeah, let's see. It says escape from Israel. So they're talking about the stuff in the Bible anyway. And the Bible is not a story, by the way. Story means it's made up, it's fake, it's partially wrong. It's not. It's made for entertainment. Is what story is. Yeah, there's two definitions of it. Either it's all real facts or it's not. That's the other one they came up with. But the original definition of story means it's made up, it's false, it's not completely true. Is the original definition of story. Take it or leave it. So, and you hear that word story in everything. Podcasts, and I mentioned this in many videos. Podcasts, news talks about it. The latest stories. You mean made up junk. And the originals, when they put the word story in their reports in the news, originally it was a legal thing that they did, so that if they ever were to go to court, this was false reporting. Well, I did mention the word story before I started the report. Story means it's made up. It's not completely real. It might have some facts, but it's not completely true. And I heard someone, a journalist, a long time, like 1970s, 1980s, talk about that. That's why they use the word story in the news. And news means north, east, west, south. So you know. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching and bearing with me. And anybody who you visit on YouTube's channels, any channel you visit on YouTube, and they're under 1,000 subscribers, please subscribe. YouTube AI garbage is because that's what AI is garbage, and is making it hard for anybody who's under 1,000 subscribers to get anywhere on YouTube. I have over 500, going on 600 plus videos, and I have been doing this for like 2+ years, and I haven't even reached 500 subscribers yet. What does that tell you? And I know my video content isn't that bad. So there you go. Actually, recently I put a video up, and that like button, and the like button flipped to 8 likes, and then it flipped right back to 0. What does that tell you? And it's also saying there's some kind of setting that says you have to subscribe to my channel before you can push like, because you have to subscribe for at least a day, and then you can push like, and then the like will work. And I went into those settings to get rid of it. They won't let me to undo it. So if you like my content, but you haven't subscribed, the like might not work. I'm starting to notice that. So that AI is out of control, and I did a video, a long video, talking about the data centers. And eventually, I'm going to be talking about BlackRock, how awful those people are at some point. All right, thank you so much, which they're part of all of this cult stuff. But this stuff on the bill, I just want to share this. This is devil worshiping stuff. And just so you know, some of it's stuff, like when they were talking about this, they didn't know. They were assuming it probably means this. Like for, what was it? The pyramid right here. Here we go. And some believe the unfinished top indicates the possibility of future growth. See? Some believe. So this is somebody's take of information they found, and they put it up here, which thank you for that. whoever did that. But they're assuming things. They're not being truthful that this stuff is is devil worshiping cult stuff. Every country has something on their bills, or they're all involved in this stuff. So just so that you know. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'm moving on to the next video. Let me know what you think. Just don't be harsh, because I will delete your comment if you're harsh towards me. This is my opinion, my take, my view. You can take it or leave it. That's why I say it that way. So it's in case I'm off on something, you can't come at me and attack me for false information. So thank you. And all right, moving on to the next video. Take care, everybody.